Welcome to the locker room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Philly.
Ron Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, it's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
The bench, coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome into the locker room with Billy Schwein and my locker room youth movement. Producer Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds here with me on a sunny Sunday, day after a big snowstorm. Good morning, Andrew Leeds.
Good morning, Billy. How you doing today?
All right, man. Long time no see. We saw each other last week at the La Scalas.
Yeah, I was off to the side helping out.
That was good.
Yeah.
Good time.
Long time no see. It's been a week.
Yeah.
How you doing, Danny?
Doing good. Good morning, Billy. It's more like long time no see for you and me. I haven't seen you in about 2 weeks. I walked in with a new hairdo, and you go,
I didn't even recognize you.
you cleaned up. I go, yeah, 2 weeks ago I got cleaned up, but I haven't seen you.
All right, now I want to preface this show by saying, Danny, you got to keep your hand on that button. At any moment, I can go into a sneeze. If I woke up this morning, I bet you I sneezed like 300 times. Whack you,
You got to
one
be
right after
congested.
another.
You got to be congested. It's
No,
change of weather.
I mean, yesterday we had a snowstorm. My daughter's making Elijah Gray's making snowmen out in front of our house, and today it's cold, but the sun's out. So, but we're it's getting dark around 6 o'clock. It's staying later. Pitchers and catchers have showed up in Clearwater, Florida.
Yeah,
Spring is right around the corner there,
yeah,
Andrew Lee.
Spring's just starting to come. I mean, I think we're all starting to get excited for baseball season now that they're reporting to Florida. And yeah, I can't wait for the weather to get a little bit warmer. I mean, I'm not much of a hot weather guy, but I'm not. No, I'm more of a
I'm a summer
fall
guy.
or spring guy.
Are you?
So I'm happy for it to start to get a little bit in between, just a little cool, but not
Danny,
too
what
hot,
do
not too cold.
Summer, what would you classify yourself as?
I love both, but I mean,
You love
I'd be lying to myself if I said I didn't prefer summer over winter, just
Okay,
because you got the beach. I associate it with having
short
off for the summer
sleeves,
from school. Yeah,
swimming,
See, I
bathing
think
suits.
The problem I'm too pale and too easily
I am too,
sunburned
though.
to enjoy
He
the
looks like
summer.
he belongs in the woods, Danny. Like Wolfman Jack or something.
Yeah, I mean, fall is my favorite. If I had to choose any of the seasons,
I would agree
I'm a
with that.
fall guy, but honestly, probably spring, and then I'd probably go winter over summer.
Really?
Yeah, I don't do well in the heat.
Yeah, I would go fall over both, but if you're telling me winter or summer, winter gets old after about a month and a half for me.
That's fair.
I like one snow.
You guys, my three favorite months, I think, are August, September, October.
Yeah,
I'd
that's
agree.
fair.
100%.
Is that fair?
Well, you get the feeling that football's coming back. You get the pumpkin spice vibes going on in the air.
It's still hot.
Yeah.
Football's in the air. You got baseball playoffs. It's a great time of year. Now, yesterday we had a fun show because, you guys are my youth movement. There's a generational gap here in the locker room.
Really?
Yesterday,
Just a tad.
A little bit.
Yesterday, I started a musical generational challenge. He's Gen Z. I'm baby boomer. And we picked a song. Each one of us got to pick a song, and then we went head to head, played the song, and people got to text in which song they liked.
So what was your song?
So my song was Shimmer from Fuel.
Okay, and Nick's was?
And his was We Love. Hold on, I had it written down somewhere. He had what did he have?
It's all right. When you get to it, let us know.
He had
Where's the Jeopardy?
Rihanna. He had Rihanna. We love her. I don't know.
I'll try to find
you're
it. Based
putting her
off
to
of
save
this.
I can't remember.
Where's the Jeopardy?
I never heard of the song before. But I actually
We found love.
We found love.
We found love in a hope. Yeah, okay.
Listen to you guys.
That's a great song.
It is a good
when
one.
I heard it, I recognized it. But if you were to say that song, like I couldn't even remember the name of it.
Yeah,
but then when he played it, I realized I heard that song.
Anytime you go with Rihanna on a song competition, you have a pretty good chance. But I mean, you beat him
I
out.
won 15-10.
Oh, you beat him by 5.
Yeah, man. So we had good participation.
Jen-
We're not going to do that today because I have other topics for you guys that I want to discuss. Obviously, we're going to get into a little bit of the Super Bowl talk. Obviously, it was the most watched Super Bowl ever, fellas.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And
Huh,
Tony
20
Romo had to mess it up with his voice.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Like I
well, we don't
like
like Cowboys
you know
in there.
every so often Tony Romo, I don't mind him, but
Right.
yeah, he kind of went OD on the Super Bowl. I mean, especially with that last game-winning call, he just would not stop talking for 30 seconds straight. Like, let the moment breathe, dude. Like Jim Nantz
Right.
gave a good call, and then you're just talking.
Well, that
all
was the
over it.
thing. It's like, he's analyzing from a player's perspective on that final play. Oh, look at the play from Randy Reid. He motions the guy, and then he stops. He fakes the motion, runs out, and the corn dog play.
Right.
Well, it's like, dude, they just won their second championship in a row. That hasn't been done in 19 years.
Right.
It's a pivotal moment for the league. And you have to be like, oh, I don't know, Jim. Like, you need to let the moment breathe, like you said, Andrew. So.
And then Wednesday night, I took Nick Earnshaw to the Sixers game, which was Valentine's night. My daughter got sick. Eliza Grace got sick. Her heart was set on going. And I said, let me call Nick. And we took Nick. We were right there in the third row, right behind the Heat bench.
Did you boo him? Did you chirp the Heat bench a little bit?
No, we got there, you guys. I got to tell you. We got there, and I see a lineup that who are these guys?
You got Ricky Council. You got KJ Martin started that game, right?
Cam Page.
Campaign,
Martin, yeah. We know who Buddy Hield is, but it's such a new look roster.
Right.
It was like I went in there like, what am I watching?
The problem is you've had Melton out for a few months now. Robert Covington may not even come back towards the end of the year, and now Tobias Harris, Nicholas Batum, obviously Joel Embiid. I mean, they're really beat up right now, and hopefully they get Kyle Lowry after the All-Star break to kind of send some reinforcements, but. Now Tobias Harris has some sort of hip injury. It was an illness before that he was battling on and off. So I'm just looking forward to seeing this roster at full strength whenever that is, if that ever happens.
If that ever happens.
Right. I mean, if it does happen, it might come in the playoffs.
Because Andrew, the other day, Shaquille O'Neal was very critical of the Sixers' chances even getting into the playoffs without Embiid.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough fight, obviously. I mean, hopefully, like you said, Danny, with Kyle Lowry coming in, hopefully that'll help soften the blow a little bit. I mean, they put up a good fight that game against the Heat.
Guards now. They got
they have a lot of depth, Billy. Heavy. Like if you think about this, if they're ever at full strength, obviously meaning Joel Embiid's in the lineup, the starting lineup's probably going to be Tyrese Maxey, Buddy Hield, Nick Batum, I would assume at the 3, and then Tobias Harris at the 4, and Embiid at the 5. Then coming off the bench, it would be Kyle Lowry, DeAnthony Melton, Kelly Oubre Jr.
That's a pretty good lineup.
I mean, those first 3 guys off the bench, that's beautiful right there to me. Campaign would be your third string point guard there.
This is the best depth.
You guys
fully healthy. This is the best depth we've had under Joel Embiid probably the entire time he's been.
Who would you rather have, Campaign or Pat Beverly?
That's Campaign. A tough one. I mean,
stats back it up.
Campaign is the better player. Pat Bevy just brings such a dog mentality and leadership. But now that Kyle Lowry's coming in, he kind of fills that void anyway. So you know what? I'm cool with Campaign.
I'm upset with Pat Bev now. I mean, did you see what he said about the Sixers? He seems to be a pander whatever city he goes to. He said on his podcast, obviously got the Pat Bev pod, he goes, Tobias called me up and he asked what the biggest difference is between Philly and Milwaukee. And I go, well, everyone here just wants to win, man. They're not about the stats. Oh, shut up.
I know.
A few months ago, you were talking about how much Joel Embiid wanted the championship this year and how hungry he was because he was staying after practice to do conditioning drills with you. And now that you leave Philadelphia, it's, they didn't want to win over there. Yeah, probably just like they didn't want to win in Chicago after you left and everywhere else.
He knows how to get the new fan base to support him and rally behind him, which, I get it. It's a business and he's trying to promote his podcast and create that following wherever he goes.
Right.
But it is a little frustrating after, waving the Philly flag for so long.
I did hear that, but I was almost confused. Like, who was he talking about?
I don't think it's Joel. I mean, if I had to assume anybody, Kelly Oubre Jr. seems to have empty stats on a nightly basis, at least when he's starting. But I don't know. It just seems like such... Why would you say that? You had a great time here. I get you're salty that Morey technically lied to you, but if you're looking Daryl Morey in the face, you have to have some self-awareness when you ask him if he's going to trade you, and then Morey responds, nah, Pat, I'm bringing guys in to make you look better. Pat, you're not the system. You're averaging like 5, 4, and 3. Why would you believe that for a second?
Pat Bev, he did go on the tweet and say he wasn't trying to be disrespectful towards Philly, and he wasn't trying to, how he still loves Philly and all that, but it did come across as a bit disrespect, as soon as you leave us,
disrespectful.
I feel like you could have just owned up to it instead of just being like, oh, what do you mean I wasn't you kind of were being disrespectful.
And then we'll get into the Flyers talk as well. The Flyers go up they play the Stadium Series last night up in the MetLife Stadium, right?
Boat race.
And they lose to the Devils 6-3. Now the Devils got Jack Jack Hughes back.
Yeah.
And the Devils are right on our tail. They needed that win last night, and
They did.
they were down at one point. They were down 4-1,
Yeah.
and it didn't look good. They fought back. That shows this team's got some fight in them. You know what I mean? They never give up, which I love about it.
Yeah,
and Tortorella's hitting all the right buttons. They just don't have enough, do they, Andrew?
They got to make a move.
Yeah, I don't think they have. I don't know if they're gonna make a move. That's gonna again because we've heard that they're apparently going to be sellers at the deadline because again they are young and they are not really looking to compete.
Tortorella and Briere have made it clear that no one's safe on this team.
Oh yeah, nobody should be safe on this team. Besides, obviously, we mentioned Tippett, who just signed an extension,
and they just gave Couturier the C.
Yeah, they're not going to trade Couturier.
Yeah, I think
them a C.
4 guys are set in stone safe. Maybe 5 if you count Sam Ersson because they're so. I mean, you lost Carter Hart.
Trade.
Travis Konechny, Couturier, Drysdale, and Tippett, and then like I said, you could throw Ersson in there, and maybe a few other guys. Maybe,
Sanheim.
Yeah,
He's been playing really well.
But again, like Tortorella said in that sit-down interview, you can't fall in love with these guys because at the end of the day, we're exceeding expectations. The Flyers are exceeding expectations, and they need to get better.
What you just said there, you can't fall in love with any of these guys. But in a sense, you do because I like that underdog mentality when you have a team that people don't expect to win, and then you prove people wrong. That's what sports all about, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So everyone loves an underdog story.
So believe it or not, I liked when Pat Bev was here and Marcus Morris Sr.
Oh yeah,
I like that.
Then
they broke that up.
Nobody's more underdog mentality than the city of Philadelphia in our sports teams. I mean, everybody knows we rally behind Nick Foles.
Hungry dogs like to hunt.
Run fast.
Run fast or whatever.
Faster. Yeah, I mean, Philly loves an underdog story. I mean, you saw the Flyers. They came to the game all dressed like Rocky Balboa. Yeah, and the Devils came dressed as like Sopranos characters.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. I like
pretty
that.
cool.
Yeah.
But I have no desire to sit out in a stadium watching a hockey game. They must look like midget Mighty Mites down there on the ice from way up top in the freezing cold. I have just no desire to do that.
I think it's a cool experience, like something you might want to do once in your lifetime. Like I think I definitely have to get to one of the games before I sadly passed away on a solemn note. But no, it was cool. I wish the Flyers would have won it. But they just need to stay in the playoff race right now and maybe make a few small upgrades. But I don't expect them to go out and make this huge move because they know that their future's ahead of them and it's bright, and they don't want to really mess that up and try and panic and make a huge move at the deadline.
All right, and then the last topic I want to talk to you guys about, we'll get into the little Eagles with Hassan Reddick, but Caitlin Clark set a record in the NCAA women's basketball. She scored 49 points in the other night.
She only needed 8.
She only needed 8, but she scored 49 to give her 3,528 the record. All right, she beat Kelsey Plum's record. And they want to put her in the same company as Pistol Pete Maravich if she breaks that record. Is that fair?
I mean, it is, they're both NCAA, so technically it would be breaking an NCAA record, but obviously it is different just because it's, they're different leagues. It's not like they would have gone up against each other if they were, playing.
So my question for you two guys is, on the other side, and we'll open up the text board for our listeners to get involved. If there's one sport that a woman could break through and play in, what would it be? The NBA, Major League Baseball, the NHL, or the NFL?
I throw MLS in there. Why not?
And the MLS. Why not? 609-403-0973. We'll get into that on the other side. Want to remind people the first hour of the locker room was powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts that will help you through the entire process, from contract signing to closing with the shortest center city and every place in between. Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give the Ocean City office a call at 609-399-1227. Now, I'm here to tell you about La Scala's Beach House. You were there last week, Andrew. The food is to die for. I'm not lying. I'm not exaggerating. Right? The food. Right? The food was unbelievable.
Yeah, that was incredible.
That was great.
It was a great time.
Chris Borelli, they treated us great. Rob La Scala, they treated us great. They'll treat you great as well. La Scala's Beach House is in Brigantine. It opened this summer to rave reviews. It's your home away from home for a large selection of Italian, American, and seafood favorites, just like your grandma made. Plus, you'll love their famous pizza, daily specials, their game day menu. Eat in or take out at La Scala's They're open Wednesday through Sunday. They're located at 1400 Ocean Avenue in Brigantine. Every Thursday night is Brigantine night. Live music from 6 to 9 p.m. One free signature pizza per table. That's outstanding. Drink specials include $2 Miller Lite, $3 Peronis, and $4 house wines. That's LaScalasBeachHouse.com. Let's eat. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room with Billy Schweim and my locker room youth movement producer Danny Ryan and the intern Andrew Leeds, right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Stolen by winds up and throws it home on a windmill right hand. NBA All-Star Weekend on ESPN Radio. James Drive puts it up with an emphatic right hand. The 73rd NBA All-Star Game. Live from Indianapolis. Luka Doncic just won it for the Mavericks. The NBA All-Star Game. Tatum hammers a right-hand dunk. Coverage begins tonight at 7 Eastern with tip-off at 8 Eastern.
Listen to the NBA all season long on 97.3 ESPN.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot. You need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Grimes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Grimes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Grimes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Winning means keeping our community safe. I'm Hassan Reddick, linebacker for the Philadelphia Eagles. 59% of our adults report experiencing gun violence or know someone who has. Just like we focus on our training, we need to focus on proper gun storage.
Firearms should be locked out of reach of children and only accessible by you.
If you notice any warning signs of violence, speak up. Tell someone who can help.
Let's tackle gun violence together. Visit CamdenCounty.com/gun safety to learn more.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Hey everybody, Tim Chu with ticksforgood.org. How would you like to go to the Final Four? That's right, at ticksforgood.org, we are giving away 2 tickets to the men's basketball Final Four in Phoenix, Arizona. Go to ticksforgood.org to learn how you can enter to win 2 tickets to the men's basketball Final Four in Phoenix, Arizona, round-trip airfare, and 3 nights accommodations. This prize is brought to us locally by Tri-City Kitchens, South Jersey's leader in custom cabinetry. Visit ticksforgood.org to learn how to win.
And now, a poem for all you lovebirds out there. Getting down on getting down. Some cars are red, others are blue. Trade in your old car and drive something new.
Fall in love with saving at Black Nissan. How about 1.9% financing for 60 months on every new
Black Nissan.
with over 200 new cars in stock and incoming. Come see why Matt Blatt is your premier Nissan dealer. This month only, lease a brand new Sentra for $259 a month with only $19.99 down. And with Matt Blatt Nissan's 4-day love it or leave it return policy, you simply can't make a mistake. Matt Blatt Nissan.com. Rate qualifications exist with approved credit. $27.78 per thousand financed on in-stock 2023 Rogues. Not all will qualify. Not valid on previous purchase. Go to MattBlattNissan.com for complete details or call 844-917-4758. Price includes all costs to be paid by consumer except for licensing, registration, and taxes. VIN RY263938. Sentra sale price $21,520. Expires 2/29/24.
It's on at Matt Black Nissan on the Black Horse Pike, Harbor Township.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live with the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northville. Billy Schweim, my locker room youth movement producer Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds here with me today on a sunny Sunday morning, February. Pitchers and catchers reported yesterday? Wednesday.
Yeah, middle of the week. A lot of the guys are making their way down.
And now
there,
most
though.
of the guys are making their way down this weekend. I guess they start in earnest on Monday, right?
Yes, I believe so.
I'm going to open up the phone lines. I'm going to get people involved in this. 609-403-0973 is the text board, I should say. 609-403-0973. Caitlin Clark just beat Kelsey Plum's record. She scored a career high 3,528 points. She passed Kelsey Plum. So my question to you guys is, what sport will we see a female in first, if at all?
It's so tough. I'm trying to figure it out.
Major League Baseball,
Yeah.
the NFL, NBA. Because last night, Sabrina Ionescu, is that how you say that? I guess, right?
I believe it's Ionescu.
Ionescu.
I watched some highlights.
She
I
won against
believe.
Steph Curry in the 3-point shooting contest.
She did great.
She did really well, but Steph still won.
If you go, she did. I mean, it's Steph Curry, greatest shooter of all time. But if you go look and they compared it between, obviously, Steph, he got 29, Ionescu got 26, but she tied everyone in the 3-point contest with threes.
Right.
Yeah,
Everyone.
Damian Lillard won the contest with 26 total points, and
Yeah.
she matched that with 26.
So which sport then would you think we'd see a female first? Because I had a conversation last night with my good buddy Lou Capella and his wife Laura. She seems to think the NBA is where we'll see the first female.
Like the
I
NBA
mean,
well, let's ask
Ionescu
this.
could probably beat a lot of the.
it's tough because if we're talking about just like from a shooting aspect, like
Right.
yeah, I mean if you can shoot, she said it herself, if you can shoot, doesn't matter if you're a boy or girl,
Right.
you can shoot. But the problem is obviously like with driving to the lane, like she can't,
Right.
she just doesn't have the height
That's
to
what I was
guard
gonna
6
say.
foot.
a 7-foot center. But I mean, if you could just find a way to keep her in the perimeter and not have her
Right.
in a situation where she's guarding, I mean, yeah, I feel like basketball might be the closest because again, you can't really knock somebody's ability to shoot if they can shoot. But
609-403-0973. Give us your name and where you're from. What sport will we first see a female break into? NBA, NHL, NFL, or Major League Baseball, or MLS? How about soccer, Danny?
Yeah, I was thinking about it, and the NBA makes sense from a talent perspective because, you look at what Caitlin Clark's doing, and many people on Twitter are saying you're a fool if you don't think she can play in the NBA, and that's been a controversial take. That's why we're even talking about it today.
Right.
From a talent perspective, they could. They have all the talent in the world to do it. It's when it gets physical. And it's just genetics. It's no shot at women at all. I honestly wish it wasn't that way.
We're just keeping it real.
Right.
Listen,
I wish it wasn't that way.
Professional sports is still meritocracy based, right?
Mhm.
If I'm an owner or GM and there's somebody out there that's going to help me win a championship, I don't care who it is.
Right. And I wish it wasn't that way. I wish they had the same exact genetics so they were able to compete, but it's just a height mismatch. It's a weight mismatch. I mean, it's just unfortunate. And that's where Caitlin Clark would kind of suffer if she was in the
How about a
NBA.
female kicking field goals or a punter?
Right. Or like a long snapper, maybe.
Well,
yeah,
but she'd be in the line, and that's where the physicality comes in.
Yeah,
you're not really allowed to hit the long snapper. I don't think. I think that counts as like an interference.
But I think that's an unwritten rule. You're allowed to juice them up if you want, right?
Yeah,
I guess so. Yeah.
I don't think that's a rule that you can't hit the long
maybe
snapper.
maybe a placeholder for the kicker. You never know.
That would count.
I would probably say
609-403-0973. What sport will we see a female in first?
Honestly,
403-0973. I mean, look,
women are better at soccer than men. I honestly believe.
Sabrina could beat. I bet you Sabrina Ionescu could probably beat 75% of the maybe 50. No, let me go 50% of the players in the NBA with a 3-point shooting contest. Would you say?
Probably.
I would say more than that.
Maybe more
Honestly,
than
she's
that?
a really good shooter. I mean,
Right.
again, we saw the best of the best shooting threes last night, and she matched all of them besides
Right.
Steph Curry
From the NBA 3-point line. It wasn't
Yeah.
like they, brought her closer to the basket. So I would have to go probably, and just soccer in general, as far as like playing with men, I would go, yeah, soccer is a sport because you look.
Women play ice hockey and they play it well.
I mean, you look at the U.S. women's national team for soccer, like people tune into that specifically over the men's team because it's a better product on the field. Imagine what they'd be doing when they match up against men. So I would say soccer 100%.
and it's not as like physical of a sport where like like size and weight matter as much. I mean,
it's really just speed and talent.
Yeah.
609-403-0973. Give us your name and who do you think what sport will have a female in first?
Yeah, I looked it up, and I'm not sure if the numbers are 100% accurate on this, and this might be an old number, but apparently the average NBA player's height is 6'6".
Right.
The average WNBA player's height is 6 foot even.
By the way,
so it is just a situation of like once you get like into the paint, and like it's just going to be tough for them to play defense on a guy who's 10 inches taller than him.
Right.
And again, that's not anything
and
about.
outweighs him by probably.
I'll tell you what, though,
Yeah.
like
40 pounds.
JJ Redick was in the league. Great shooter, but he couldn't defend for his
Yeah.
life. So there's
Right.
guys in the NBA that can't defend. NBA, you could make a good argument for it, but we do have some text, flowing in here on the text board.
609-403-0973. Let's get involved.
Paul from Ocean City says, great show. Baseball is the sport. Both can play together. By the way, how about that Mac McClung dunk over Shaq? Now, you haven't seen that yet, Bill. You didn't tune in.
We'll have to show you that during the break.
Yeah.
Jeff in Ocean City chimes in and said, one game would be fun to see, but women can't break through into Major League sports. That's your personal opinion. Maybe they can, maybe they can't.
To be honest with you, I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon.
Probably
but
not.
I think it's going to happen, don't you think?
I think it could happen for sure. I mean, I do think there's money to be made in having separate leagues.
By the way,
because it's extra revenue. I know the WNBA obviously doesn't make as much as the NBA, but it is still extra revenue coming in. So maybe they don't want to combine them for that reason as well. But I could see it happening eventually down the line.
Yeah, 609-403-0973. How about this? The commissioner of the WNBA, I've had her on my show. She's from Collingswood, New Jersey.
Wow.
That's where I was last night.
Ingle, you didn't call me up?
How was a date night? It was Valentine's Day weekend. The Schweiner's going to crash my Valentine's date.
So are you saying the Schweiner's not your Valentine this year, Danny?
Not this year.
609-403-0973. What sport will we see a female in first?
Dan in EHT chimes in and says the NFL as a place kicker. Second would be the NHL as a goalie. Okay.
Yeah.
Doable?
Interesting.
That's definitely possible. I didn't think about a goalie. Yeah. I mean, women.
I didn't think goalie either.
Especially because, growing up in high school, there's field hockey, where there's people play goalie and that's a predominantly women's sport. That could translate to the NHL. I mean, obviously it's on skates, but yeah, goalie's actually a good thing. I didn't even think about goalie.
I didn't think of goalie.
And then Nick from Delaware says, how about a woman scoring first against a man in tennis? We didn't put tennis on the table.
Tennis.
How about golf?
Yeah.
They can't hit the ball as far.
You never know.
But they can still.
You say that until somebody does.
I think Serena Williams could beat a decent amount of men in a game of tennis.
if not all.
She is. I don't think she could.
I mean, maybe not Nadal or some of the top or
I don't think she could. I think Sabrina. I think she could. Well, both of the Williams sisters. Probably get to the 10th ranked male could probably compete really well against the 10th. Right?
It's possible. 10. We'd have to see.
I don't think she could break into the top 10 in the male category.
I don't see why not, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I mean, we've never seen it, so we can't say for sure. I mean,
well, back in the day, Bobby Riggs played Billie Jean King.
Yeah, the battle of the sexes.
Yeah, the battle of the sexes. I'll tell you what, the NBA, the WNBA, and the NBA should have some type of like Sabrina and went against Curry last night.
I mean, that was great for the publicity of their league too.
Yeah.
Obviously, compared to the NBA, they don't have nearly as many ratings as fans in general, but that was awesome last night to put her on that stage, an NBA All-Star weekend, and the fact that she tied every single person that competed in the three-point contest with their max effort. I mean, that's remarkable. And you know what she said? I love that she was up for the challenge to shoot from the NBA three-point line. She goes, they gave me the option. Screw that.
Yeah, I want to go I want
to prove myself here, and she did. So, power to Sabrina. That was awesome.
I mean, so Caitlin Clark, she's Pistol Pete Maravich, I think, has 3667. Does she have a shot? I don't know how many games she has left. She's a senior, Caitlin Clark is. So I don't know if she's got enough games left in the schedule, but she does have the playoffs. That counts, right?
I would assume so.
I believe so.
Unless it's regular season record.
Right.
I think she will.
She's got 35-36.
The question is, the legitimacy of it, like you said, because it's two different parts of the sport in NCAA and college basketball. I think it should count just the same, though. I mean, you're passing it. Numbers are numbers. I mean, it's not like,
but you're playing, against.
I get it. But you know how they say when you win a game, but it's against a bad team, you play who's in front of you. And she's playing who's in front of her, and you can't really take that away from her because she can't play against men. So I would say it's legitimate 100%.
The one thing that is crazy about Pistol Pete is the fact that back when he started, when he was in college, he didn't have a three-point line.
He didn't have a three-point line.
And the thing, he could shoot from three-point range. I mean, he was a ridiculous shooter, but so that is another thing where it's obvious, if you adjust that, maybe it's considered not as legitimate, but I think it should be. I get that.
No, that's a very valid point there, intern Andrew Leeds. He didn't have the benefit of the 3-point line.
Yeah, and again, he was shooting essentially 3-pointers, but they only counted as 2.
This take is asinine. Lamont from AC says, she was shooting with a smaller ball. The WNBA used a smaller ball, so actually she didn't do as well as the other shooters. I mean, genetically,
is that I don't even know
that's
that.
not fair. Genetically,
I don't know that to be true or accurate. If it is, then that is a little bit of a benefit.
But it's not, though, because it's the same size for her as it would be for the NBA players using their ball. Like, they have to use the smaller ball because they have smaller hands genetically. That's
part of it. That's part of the equation.
But you're not understanding what I'm saying here. It's the same thing for NBA players shooting with their ball because it matches the size of their hand, essentially.
Right.
I mean, like, they literally
I
cannot shoot with an NBA ball.
Yeah, if you gave an NBA player a WNBA ball, he might not shoot as well just because he's not used to the smaller aspect.
Right.
So,
So
it's like
I don't
kind of
respect that take at all. I'm sorry, Lamont, but
609-403-0973. What the question is, what sport will we first see a woman participate in? NHL, NBA, Major League Baseball, MLB, MLS,
by the
tennis,
way,
golf.
Doug from Cape May Courthouse answers your question and says Caitlin Clark has another year of eligibility in college, boys.
Well, she is a senior.
Yes.
So
yeah, I feel like she's going to go to the league.
WNBA.
Who knows, though?
She just broke the record.
I mean, NIL, why would she? WNBA, you're not going to make nearly as much money. And
She's going to make more money with the NIL?
100%. Compared to the WNBA, it'd be different if she was going to the NBA, but the WNBA is just not built up to the point of the NBA right now.
All right. 609-403-0973. Keep them coming. What sport will we see a female participate in first? 609-403-0973. The first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give the Ocean City office a call at 609-399-1227. Let me tell you about the Stanton Insurance Group. The SIG protection. Are the what-ifs keeping you up at night? Life is full of surprises, but with Stanton Insurance Group, you'll never, ever be caught off guard. Whether it's protecting your home, automobile, or business, Stanton will help you select the right insurance coverage at the right price to give you and your family peace of mind when you need it the most. Visit sigprotection.com for a free quote today. That's sigprotection.com. When we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room with Billy Schweim and my locker room youth movement, producer Danny Ryan, and intern Andrew Leeds right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Coming up on the next edition of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Coming up on Monday's show, we'll take a look back at the busy weekend in Philly sports, including the Flyers Stadium Series matchup against the Devils. Philly's full team workouts are underway with Whit Merrifield in the mix. How does he fit in? Plus, we'll take a look at the Eagles' offseason needs and more. That's all Monday right here on The Bash.
The Sports Bash, weekdays from 2 to 6 p.m. on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Rendezvous Pizza. Rendezvous Pizza. Rendezvous Pizza. It's a pizza like you never had before. Eat it or take it home. No matter where you go. Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you find. Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest. Come on.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine. And I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
Shop can't miss deals on appliances this President's Day at Lowe's. Right now, get up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, save an extra $75 on every $750 you spend on all major appliances, like LG, America's most reliable line of home appliances. Shop in-store or online for more deals you can't beat. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 2/28. Savings vary based on purchase amount. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com for more details.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, my Locker Room Youth Movement. Producer Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds, right here on a sunny Sunday. We gotta clarify something because you're getting text messages from people saying,
Yeah.
She's never played it.
Yeah, she played for part of one period. Manon Remieux, I believe you pronounced that name correctly. If not, feel free to correct me on the text board. She played for part of one period in an NHL exhibition game against the St. Louis Blues. She did not play in an NHL regular season game or have a prominent role on that team. So no,
We're talking about a female that's actually going to be on a team and be contributing to winning a championship.
Yeah,
I mean,
Not just having somebody play.
Well, that's cool. It's technically not
impressive.
official.
We're talking about somebody that's actually going to play.
Yeah, that was just the one time, and again, not even an official regular season game. Still impressive. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah,
we're talking about somebody who actually comes to the
we have
league.
female
Coaches in basketball and football. There.
By the way, your Saturday producer, Nikki Earnshaw, chiming in. This Schweiner got lucky yesterday. I'm going to beat him next week. And I go, I'm reading down the other side for sure. And then he goes, he doesn't stand a chance next week. He's thinking about this song all week. Yeah. And that's good.
I'm curious. I have to continue with I can't change.
Yeah, I wonder what he's got cooking in his head right now.
Have you guys ever heard the song from Joel?
I probably have. It sounds familiar, but it sounds super familiar.
609-403-0973. What sport will we see a female play in and contribute? Like be on the team. Not just play one game in an exhibition. We're talking about playing.
Yes.
Signed to a contract and playing.
Right. Like an actual part of the team contributing. Lamont chimes back in. Obviously, he was the one that said she was shooting with a smaller ball. He said, maybe I misunderstood. Comparatively, she did as well as the other shooters using their own equipment. When you were talking about women competing versus men, they won't be using different equipment. Yes. And
that's what I said at the break. I said,
we have to take that in consideration for sure.
If they're going to have a female that plays in the NBA, she's going to have to learn how to play with
Of course,
with the big
but
ball.
you can't take away what Enescu did last night because she used a smaller ball.
No.
I mean, she's been doing that her entire life,
Right,
and
that's
just
fair.
like he said, they were using their own equipment that fits their genetically,
But I can see Lamont's point, though.
their genetic needs.
I see his point when it comes to like how
I
her
see it too,
game would
though.
translate into the NBA. Because again, they're not going to give her a different ball when it's her turn to shoot. But
Right.
in terms of last night, I don't think it has any impact. Because again, like if you give her an off season to train with a real ball and get used to it and like practice with it, she could probably get used to it. But obviously, throwing that into her last night after never using a men's size ball would have just been unfair.
She goes, "Do you respect my take now?" Yes, Lamont, I respect your take now.
Respect it.
609-403-0973. In light of the fact that Caitlin Clark just broke the NCAA record for most points in a career, the question is, what sport would a female break into first? NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, Major League Soccer, golf, tennis.
If we're including golf and tennis, because I think tennis.
I don't think females can't hit a ball as far as a guy, but that doesn't mean they can't.
You never know.
You still have to learn. You still have to putt and chip. which is
Yeah, it's not just all about driving power.
Right.
And I'm sure there are women out there where if they practiced enough and like they made driving a focus of their game that they could hit a ball as far as a guy could. It depends, they got to obviously train for it and they're not used to competing against men. So they're not used to having
right.
to
And
drive as hard. But
I play golf, but I'm not out there that much. I know that they have women's tees and men's tees, so they don't hit the ball as far. Plus, they have an advantage at the tee box as well, right?
I didn't know that. I don't know enough about professional.
You don't look like a golfer there.
No, I'm not. I don't know the ins and outs of the rules and regular. I know you hit the ball, you get in the hole. Normally takes 3 to 4 shots if you're good, but
I want to correct myself, by the way. The article lied to me and a texter called me on it, understandably so. She played in 2 exhibition games in 2 preseasons, one in 92 and 1 93. The 93 one was against the Boston Bruins. But either way, I mean, she wasn't a part of the team.
Exactly.
There was a reason they put her in the exhibition game, and unfortunately, they, that what happened, but very cool. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's even cool that it got to that point.
Right.
I love that.
Yeah.
But not officially a part of the team, signing a contract, contributing in the postseason or regular season.
609-403-0973 is the text board. What sport will we see a female play in first? Major League Baseball, NHL, NBA, NFL, golf, tennis, you name it. 609-403-0973. Now let's turn our attention to, I want to talk a little of the Super Bowl with you guys before.
Oh yeah.
Very, very sad to hear that during the parade, some knucklehead starts shooting and one person loses their life. And it's such a tragedy. It's got to stop.
Yeah, man.
Because
I mean, it's beyond outrage at
you're
this
not
point.
going to, if you're going to have a parade, I hope this is not something that happens again.
Yeah,
Right.
I really hope not. But
It was juveniles too.
It was young kids.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
And those two civilians, good Samaritans, tackled the guy.
Right.
yeah, that was awesome.
I mean, that's awesome. But
It's such a tough situation because in an event like that, there's hundreds of thousands of people just walking around. Like, you can't really stop everybody and pat them down and check and I wouldn't want going to a parade. Like, it's supposed to be a fun, enjoyable experience for everyone where everyone should feel safe and just celebrating their team. So I mean, yeah, it's beyond tragic.
it's a
for
tragedy.
an event
It's
like
a
that to
tragedy,
happen.
man. It's like that's the one spot that you never thought it would happen.
Our world is disgusting, Billy. I'm so tired of it. I'm so tired of these thoughts and prayers. Screw that, man. What kind of world do we live in? You can't even go celebrate a common interest when your team wins the Super Bowl and you have a shooting. I can't even express in words how much it infuriates me. And who's to say this won't happen at future Super Bowl parades with different teams that may have higher crime rates in those cities?
Crazy, man.
This wasn't even planned. This was just, a dispute that happened in the spur of the moment, and some knuckleheads decided to whip out some guns.
That's crazy.
It's ridiculous.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
All right. Also, real quick, Travis Kelce, excuse me. Travis Kelce bumps Coach Reed. Okay. And a lot's been made of it. The heat of the moment. I thought Kelce was a little over the top. He's obviously saying he's emotional. In his podcast, he had an explanation. Can we go ahead and play that, Dan? All right. He apologized, which is good. He gave a good explanation. I love the fact that Jason Kelsey called his brother out on this.
Yes.
Yeah.
He crossed the line, dude.
Held him
He crossed the
accountable.
line. It's not acceptable. Now, if the Chiefs lost, how much more blown up would this be?
Probably. I mean,
It'd be all.
yeah,
I think
probably
it'd be
be
like
all
a really
over the
big
place.
story, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, I remember I was watching the game and I had people at my Super Bowl party being like, "Oh, they got to bench him for the rest of the game. Like that's unacceptable." And I
Regular
was
season,
like,
they probably would have.
yeah, I mean, he crossed the line.
I mean, he chest ball. I mean, he knocked him off his feet.
See, I was in the camp that everyone was overreacting. To be quite honest with you, I mean,
don't think it was a good look.
it wasn't a good look.
but
The optics of it aren't great.
Not at all.
But at the same time, it's not like he went up there and shoved him with full force. He went up there. He honestly went to go touch him, and then he caught Andy Reid off balance. And Andy Reid even said that. He said, he didn't push me. He just got me off balance when he came up to me. Screaming in the face is definitely crossing a line, like Jason said. That's where I kind of, it's messed up for him to do that.
If A.J. Brown did that to Sirianni, what do you think?
Philadelphia would be
Think about
burning down right
about
now.
He tweeted something during the
Yeah,
game.
he did.
He said if that was me, but then he went on to say that it wasn't that he was hacked.
That
and
was
he
so
didn't
him.
actually tweet
So
that.
I don't know if you saw that, Billy.
Darius
Did you
Slay
see that,
backed
Billy?
him
No,
up.
I did not
So
see
he
it.
tweeted out, if that was me, I would have got kicked out of the league. And
Well,
then
I think he's right.
And then Darius Slay goes, y'all, that wasn't AJ tweeting. And then AJ's like, yeah, I hacked into the account. No, that was AJ tweeting because he had to reactivate his account. And then after the whole tweet debacle, he deactivated again after the Super Bowl. But
You
no,
just see what look what he was freaking out like game 3 this year. Or game 2.
right.
Man, he was going nuts. And
Yeah, against the
that
Vikings.
was a big topic of conversation for a long time.
Right.
Yeah, him and Jalen arguing on the sideline.
Yes.
I do think, yeah, Travis, he did cross the line. He shouldn't have been yelling in coach's
And
face. like
Sirianni
that.
covered for him, Andrew.
Oh, yeah.
Because when they talked to him, he goes, he was standing right there. He said he didn't hear what was going on.
Yeah. As far as Travis goes, though, yes, you should be screaming full force into his face, but it's the Super Bowl. I mean, it's not like week 13 against the Titans. It's the Super Bowl, and you're not playing good. Travis wasn't on the field for a key turnover right there. They probably could have helped avoid, and so he was very, very upset. I get it. If this isn't, caught on camera, no one even thinks twice about it. No one talks about it.
But what he said is,
Yes.
there's cameras all over.
There's cameras all over me. You can't do that.
You can't do that.
It was a bad look, but also, too, I think people were being a little soft on Super Bowl Sunday. That's what happens in sports when you're one of the greatest tight ends of all time, one of the greatest head coaches of all time. By the way, Andy's done that to him before. Travis came over to the sideline in one of the games against the Titans, slammed his helmet. It ricocheted, could have hurt somebody.
Right.
Andy comes up to Travis and literally bumps him, shoves him like with his shoulder, and he says, "Listen, man, not acceptable." So this is their relationship.
So that's two things, Travis Kelce.
I mean, they've known each other for like a decade now. They know what pushes each other's buttons and like when it's too far.
He's got to refrain from doing that stuff.
Oh yeah, he should have refrained from doing it, but like the fact that it happened, like
so now
it happened and they moved on.
That's twice though now. Helmet throwing and then the bump.
Well, it's
a pattern.
He's an emotional guy, and they talked about it on their podcast after the clip I just played because I was listening to it on my way down here.
Right.
And Jason goes, I think one of our biggest strengths and weaknesses is how emotional we get and how we really can't control them the way we would like. But that also, he said, that leads to, us getting to where we were today. I mean, that's why, you're one of the greatest centers of all time, one of the greatest tight ends of all time. You don't get there from being a well-mannered, normal person. He goes, you have to be insane in order to be that successful. And, he makes a point.
Professional athletes have a chip, have something that makes them tick, that puts them above everybody else.
Yeah. And
that intensity.
I mean, you devote your life
especially
to it.
when you're that great. And like the Kelceys, I mean, you again, like they were saying on the podcast, essentially, you don't get that Jason Kelce parade speech where he's going off and screaming at everybody and everybody loves it. If you don't also get a moment where he mentioned that this year with Nick Sirianni against the Jets, he was screaming in Nick Sirianni's face about the frustrations he was having. So even Jason,
but
he
the
held.
difference is it wasn't caught on camera.
No, it was caught on
we
camera,
see
but
that
he
on
didn't.
camera?
Yeah, we did, but he didn't shove Nick. He
Right.
didn't get like that close. He just was screaming and doing all like hand motions. But
it's professional sports
yeah.
and it's also the NFL. Like emotions are running high, the testosterone, it's unbelievable. And when you put in that much hard work, it's not easy to get where they are. So if you're not winning in the biggest stage of all, going for a two-peat, I mean, yeah.
I hear you. All right, 609-403-0973. The question is, what sport will we see a female play in first? The NBA, the NHL, Major League Baseball, NFL, soccer, MLS, tennis, golf. What sport will we see a female? And I'm not talking about just playing one game. I'm talking about playing and contributing to the team. All right. The first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give the Ocean City office a call at 609-399-1227. Hey, just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that is run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Duddick. But were you aware of the private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give him a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. All right, when we return, we'll wrap up the first hour of the locker room with Billy Schwein right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Wake up weekday mornings from 6 to 10 on 97.3 ESPN with Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen, Super Bowl champion Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman.
Burgers, donut is the bun.
It is outstanding because you got a little bit of the sweet, you got the savory. Now listen, you eat that whole thing and you're out for the entire day.
Yeah.
Don't expect to be doing a lot after that. Your heart rate is going to go up if you eat that thing, but it is delicious.
Brought to you by the Gallery Bar Book and Games at Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Hi, this is Brian Propp, Flyer Hall of Famer. My wife Eileen and I opened a new health business in Marlton, New Jersey called Prime IV Hydration and Wellness.
Prime IV offers a range of IV hydration therapies designed to enhance your well-being, appearance, and performance. Look better, feel better, and perform better. Did you know that when you take oral vitamins, you only get 20 to 30% of the nutrients? IV therapy provides 100% absorption immediately into your bloodstream. Call us today at 856-545-1122 to get a free consult from our registered nurses. Again, 856-545-1122 to book your appointment or follow us on Facebook.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/Be Smart to learn how we can stop guns.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
Live from the Matt Blatt showroom, it's decision time. What's going to be the choice in 2024? What are you laughing about, Tex? This is serious business.
You just said credibility. Look here, Bubba. Vote for the one with the junk in the trunk, and a nuclear weapon of mass discounts.
Well, I have an idea, and it's huge. Believe me. How about a bunch of cash for clunkers? Well, hold on a second. That was my idea. Just ask the big guy.
You know the thing at the place for cheap. Come on, man.
We have a winner. Only Matt Blatt Kia will give you more for any trade.
Currently stuck in a loan or lease? Matt Blatt Kia wants to get you released. Brand new Kia with 0 down, 0.9% financing, and 0 payments until May. Have a job clearing $450 per week? You're virtually approved.
It's gotta be Matt Blatt Kia.
With approved credit, all the qualifying credit and down payments offers can be combined. Go to MattBlattKiaNJ.com for complete details or 888-505-6670. Price includes all costs to be paid by consumer, except for licensing, registration, and taxes through KMF at $21.22 per thousand for 48 months. Rebates and incentives to dealer expires 3/7/24. Matt Blatt Kia, 6211 Black Horse Pike, Harbor Township, and on Route 37 in Toms River.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Tom Zero Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, my locker room youth movement, producer Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds. 609-403-973 is the text board. What sport will we see a female play in first? What major sport? The NBA, Major League Baseball, the NFL, NBA, NHL, MLS, tennis, golf. What sport will we see a female in first? 609-403-0973. Now, on the other side, guys, I want to talk a lot of Phillies baseball because pitchers and catchers showed up, and, of course, the teams are getting ready. Monday, I guess, is the first workout with everybody together in spring training down
I'm
in
getting
Clearwater.
excited, man.
You're pumped up.
Yeah.
I talked to Tommy Green. He's in for the summer.
Let's go.
So we go on the mound with Tommy Green again. Hopefully, the John R. Elliott Hero campaign, I think they're going to be back with us and to sponsor that. And I look forward to a good baseball season. Well, on the other side, we'll talk baseball, Phillies baseball, and Flyers hockey, because last night they played that stadium series up there at MetLife Stadium. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, not the result we wanted, but it was cool seeing them in the Rocky outfits, the sweatsuits. Tell you what, I'm amped for baseball season 2. I got Phillies tickets yesterday for Valentine's Day.
Did you really?
I did. Yeah, I'm excited.
So you were at Collingswood yesterday? Didn't even.
I was at Sapori.
Sapori.
Yes,
Long
cool
line at
restaurant.
that place. There are a lot of good restaurants.
Yeah, we got there early, so we didn't get the line, but nice.
All right. Hour 1 is in the books. Hour
by.
2, what's that?
That flies by.
Yeah, it flies
Every time.
by. This is the fastest 2 hours in radio. Hour 2, we're going to get some Phillies talk in, some Flyers talk, a little Hassan Reddick talk. I'd like to get your opinions on that. Saga, as the Phillies let him explore a trade. We'll see where that takes us.
Eagles.
What did I say?
Phillies.
What did
You
I
got
say?
Phillies on the mind.
I got
Billy.
Phillies on the brain. All that and more coming up next. It's the Locker Room with Billy Schwein right here on 97.3 ESPN and the mobile app.
Stolen by winds up and throws it home on a windmill right hand. NBA All-Star Weekend on ESPN Radio. Games drive, puts it up with an emphatic right hand. The 73rd NBA All-Star Game. Live from Indianapolis. Luka Doncic just won it for the Mavericks. The NBA All-Star Game. Tatum hammers a right-hand dunk. Coverage begins tonight at 7 Eastern with tip-off at 8 Eastern.
Listen to the NBA all season long on 97.3 ESPN.
97.3 ESPN has teamed up with Seize the Deal for incredible weekly offers from some fantastic local restaurants. Here's this week's big deal.
Get $50 in gift cards good for use at Crossroads Bar and Grill in Egg Harbor City for just $25.
This great deal is on sale now at seizethedeal.com. Hurry, chances are this deal will sell quickly. For more info on this great deal, go to seizethedeal.com.
SeizeTheDeal.com.
Can't stop thinking about the new iPhone? Well, Verizon has the deal for you. Come in and trade in your old iPhone for a new iPhone 15 Pro with titanium on us. Yep, you heard that right. Any model, any condition with a new line on Unlimited Ultimate. Act fast to save and swing by your local Verizon store to get a brand new titanium iPhone 15 Pro today. $999.99, 128 gigabyte only device payment or full retail purchase with new smartphone line on Unlimited Ultimate plan required. Less $1,000 trade-in / promo credit applied for 36 months. Promo credit ends if eligibility requirements are no longer met. 0% APR.
And now, a poem for all you lovebirds out there. Getting down on getting down. Some cars are red, others are blue. Trade in your old car and drive something new.
Fall in love with saving at Matt Blatt Nissan. How about 1.9% financing for 60 months on every new 23 Rogue in stock?
Oh yeah, it's on at Matt Blatt Nissan.
With over 200 new cars in stock and incoming. Come see why Matt Blatt is your premier Nissan dealer. This month only, lease a brand new Sentra for $259 a month with only $19.99 down. And with Matt Blatt Nissan's 4-day love it or leave it return policy, you simply can't make a mistake. Matt Blatt Nissan.com. Rate qualifications exist with approved credit. $27.78 per thousand financed on in-stock 2023 Rogues. Not all will qualify. Not valid on previous purchase. Go to mattblattnissan.com for complete details or call 844-917-4758. Price includes all costs to be paid by consumer except for licensing, registration, and taxes. VIN RY263938. Sentra sale price $21,520. Expires $229.24. It's on at Matt Blatt Nissan on the Black Horse Pike. Harbor Township.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone. I went through it a while back. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The patented key ingredient is something called Testofen, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text HOT to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text HOT to 42424. That's HOT to 42424.
Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
Home of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Thank God I'm again.
Sixers.
Bang. It's good. Ball game.
And Flyers. 97.3 ESPN, WENJ, WENJ HD, Millville, Atlantic City, a Town Square media station serving all of South Jersey.
Welcome to the locker room. Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy.
Von Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
The bench, coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
All right, we're back broadcasting live in the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, my locker room youth movement. Producer Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds here with me today on a sunny Sunday morning in February after a big snowstorm. You think that's our last snow, Andrew, of the year?
I would hope so. I mean, we're getting into March pretty soon. Yeah, I think, it melted for the most part by the end of the day, at least down here. I don't know how it was up in Collingswood.
We had a lot more back at Collingswood than we did down here.
I saw on Twitter a lot of people were jokingly mad at Punxsutawney Phil because he predicted early spring, and then we get snow the first week after that.
Man's got a 38% correct percentage.
Yeah, he's washed.
That's not good.
Yeah.
Well, that's like
Phil's washed.
That's like the
Washed
average
king.
NBA 3-point average, right?
Yeah, so it's not that bad. All things. I mean, again, if that was the average for a baseball player, that's pretty good. But
Right? Yeah, that's 300.
when it comes to
over 300.
predicting our weather, it's not good enough, Phil.
It's staying
Step up your
lighter.
game, buddy.
It's staying lighter later. The sun doesn't set till about 6 o'clock now. So we got light. We got some light. But when that happens, pitchers and catchers and baseball's right around the corner. The Philadelphia Phillies. They've got 23 roster spots already taken up. What are there? 26. So there's not too much surprises coming, are there?
Maybe. I mean, Dave Dombrowski, he's known for doing this. He's known for pouncing on some of the top name guys. He did it with Nick Castellanos when it's late in the offseason. Their market value's gone down because there's not a lot of demand for them. He could do it with Jordan Montgomery. I doubt he does it with Blake Snell because Montgomery would be a little bit cheaper. But he did it with Whit Merrifield the other day. I mean, Whit Merrifield was holding out to get a starting role on a team and then realized he didn't have much demand on the market as a 35-year-old utility guy,
right?
And signed a role as a possible platoon or bench guy with the
So
Phils.
Nick Earnshaw yesterday said he loves the move.
I love it too.
Love it.
I
You
love
it. To me, it's like it's a move.
It's not. Well, I'm not going to sit
it's
here and say like
solidified.
it's Cody Bellinger. It's putting us over the top, but it's a great move.
All right.
$8 million, possible second year, a club option. I'll take it.
Yeah, I'm sort of in between that. I mean, I think
I'm in between
I'm
too.
happy I'm happy with the move. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not like, I don't know if I don't have anything wrong with it. I really like it. Maybe even
Like
it.
if he hit 272 last year.
Think about it though. When Rojas wasn't hitting in the postseason last year, what was everybody saying? You need to pinch hit him. You need to pinch hit him. You know why Rob Thompson didn't? There was nobody better on the bench to pinch hit him for.
Right, but in the regular season, Rojas hit 302.
That's fine in a short sample size. He did
But
good.
in the playoffs, he was like 4 for 30.
He was awful.
He was 4 for 43.
He almost went under, I believe, a 100 batting average.
Well, yeah, it was like 091, I think it was.
And obviously, we know Brandon Marsh just got that surgery.
Right.
He might not be healthy to start the year. So now you got a guy. I mean, the guy that you can plug in for the start of the season until Marsh gets healthy. We don't know how much time he's going to miss, but
let's just say
it's just
his recovery isn't on track. You don't have to rush him back for opening day now.
Yeah.
All right. So what do you think the Phillies are going to do with Wheeler? Obviously, he wants, he needs another new contract, right? This is his last year in his contract. He is how old is he? 34, I believe he is.
I believe he's about to turn 34. Yes.
Okay. What does he get? Does he get?
Yep, he's 33. He turned 34 in May.
Right,
so.
May.
I mean, I hope they keep him on. I mean, obviously, unless we see signs of,
Well, they're I'm sorry to interrupt you, Andrew.
No, you're all good. You're all good. As long as we don't see signs of like major decline this year, which I strongly doubt we'll see.
Do you think the Phillies will wrap him up before
I don't think so.
Because remember last year, Nola, he went the whole year without a contract.
And Wheeler went on the record to say, I'm not a huge deadline guy. Whenever we get it done, we get it done. But I do want to stay here.
Do you think that'll affect him though, Danny? Like during the year, or is he a total professional?
Well, Nola came out and said he didn't care. It didn't affect him at all. He had confidence and he felt no pressure from the team.
I interviewed Nola. Remember we played that interview? I interviewed him over at the Philadelphia Sports Writers annual banquet, and he's got like ice water running through his veins.
Cool, calm,
and collected. He doesn't. Nothing he's just so relaxed.
Nothing phases him but the pitch clock.
And that's what I was just gonna say, Danny. So the pitch clock was more of a subject for him last year than the actual contract.
Right. What I was gonna say when I interrupted Andrew, they're actually discussing 2 extensions right now. Bryce Harper is officially discussing.
He's got 8 years left on his deal.
He wants longer. He wants more money and he wants longer.
Hey man,
well,
Bryce Harper wants more money and more years.
Right.
Give him more money.
He is the quasi general manager of this team, right?
I guess so.
Isn't he?
Yeah, he's like the LeBron of the Phils, right?
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Le GM.
He wanted Castellanos. He got Castellanos. He wanted JT before he came
He
in.
wanted
Got
Turner.
JT.
He wanted Turner. He wanted Schwarber. I mean, hey.
So let me ask
moves.
you this question: is we're going to see any change in the batting order?
Well, it's funny on a I don't know if I'd say a rival station, but on WIP, Howard Eskin interviewed Rob Thompson yesterday and gave him his lineup.
Yep.
He had Stott leading off. I don't know the exact lineup. I know the 4-hole was Bohm or Real Muto, and he also said 7 could be Bohm or Real Muto. I don't think he does, at least to start the year. I mean, he said that he loves Schwarber in the leadoff spot. If things go bad like they did last year with Schwarber in the leadoff spot, they're not winning games, I think he'll consider it. But I do like
I think
the
it
idea
came back
of
to hurt him
switching
though
it
in the
up.
playoffs, though, Danny, because they could
Maybe.
manufacture runs.
Yeah, and you would like those homers from Schwarber to come with runners on base. You don't want him clogging up the base paths. What everyone argues. I don't think I'd mind Stott in the leadoff spot, to be honest with you. When you signed Trey Turner, too, last offseason, you kind of expected him to be the leadoff guy, and they stuck to their guns. And, they went with Kyle Schwarber in the leadoff spot. And you know what? The stats backed it up. When they put Turner in the leadoff spot for the short time they did, they really weren't winning games. It was because Kyle Schwarber wasn't as productive. I mean, 14 home runs in the first inning for Kyle Schwarber last season.
I get
That's
it.
huge. You're up 1-0 in 14
But it dried up in
games
the playoffs.
immediately. It did, but everyone dried up. Trey Turner couldn't hit in the
That's
final
right.
2 games. Nick Castellanos, Bryce Harper wasn't getting pitched to. He was getting pitched around. So,
and you brought up a good point, Danny. We did this whole discussion last year, like,
Right.
oh, why is Schwarber leading off? They tried not having Schwarber lead off, and we weren't winning.
All right,
Like,
but
I mean,
this is a new year, and things change, and maybe because they don't have that World Baseball Classic. Now, I'm not saying Robbie Thompson was making excuses, because when I interviewed him, he brought it up. He said, we didn't have the benefit of having those 3 or 4 guys. They were like Suarez was. Remember, they sent him home with an elbow problem.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah, there was a lot going on last year that made it less than ideal to start off the year. I mean, a lot of injuries, a lot of weird stuff. But I mean, I wouldn't be shocked, like Danny said, if we have Schwarber in the starting lineup and it's not successful, that they might change it up and put Turner.
See, what I would do, I think what I would do is I'd change that lineup and put him either in the 4th. I'd put Schwarber in the 4th or 5th hole. Start off with either Stott or Turner, vice versa, whatever.
problem
and
is
just see how it goes.
You can't really put him in the 4-hole because you don't want back-to-back lefties at that part in your lineup.
Why not?
You-
They won the World Series in 2008 with Chase Utley and Ryan Howard, both lefties.
I'll break the news to you right now. We don't have a Ryan Howard in this lineup. Prime Ryan Howard was different, man.
All right.
Way better than Bryce Harper at his peak. I'll tell you right now.
Well, how many Schwarber had, 43 home runs last year?
Homers,
46
you could
before
kind of
that?
compare, but Howard was a different beast at his peak.
But at the end of his career, he
was
was
a short
hitting the
peak.
shit. He
Well,
was
of
hitting
course, but
the
that was
ship.
after an Achilles tear.
That's true. But still, I'd start the season off with a different lineup. Because you can always go back. You can always go back to what worked.
Right.
For me, I would say, I don't know. I would probably start off with what worked, and if that starts to falter, maybe you change it up. I just don't see why, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I don't see why we're trying to fix something that's seemingly what has worked best for the team whenever we try to change it up. But I mean, again, if it starts to we come out flat, I'm down to change it up sooner rather than later and try something new.
All right, 609-403-0973. Our question earlier today in the first hour was, what major league sport will a woman break into first? NBA, NHL, NFL, Major League Baseball, hockey, tennis, golf. What sport? 609-403-0973. I want to remind people that for over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark with a friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. The Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schweim. Throwing a party, preparing for the big game. Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out the website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. That's Circle Liquor Store. When you get down there, tell them we said hello. The locker room says hi. All right, I want to tell you about La Scala's. La Scala's Beach House. It opened this summer in Brigantine to rave reviews. It's your home away from home for a large selection of Italian and American seafood favorites, just like your grandma made. Plus, you'll love their famous pizza daily specials and their game day menu. Eat in or take out at La Scala's. They're open Wednesday through Sunday, 1400 Ocean Avenue in Brigantine. Every Thursday night is Brigantine night. Live music from 6 to 9 p.m., one free signature pizza per table. Drink specials include $2 Miller Lite, $3 Peroni, and $4 house wines. That's LaScalasBeachHouse.com. Check out the menu there. Let's eat. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room with Billy Schweim and my locker room youth movement. Producer Danny Ryan and the intern Andrew Leeds right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Coming up on the next edition of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Coming up on Monday's show, we'll take a look back at the busy weekend in Philly sports, including the Flyers Stadium Series matchup against the Devils. Phillies full team workouts are underway with Whit Merrifield in the mix. How does he fit in? Plus, we'll take a look at the Eagles' offseason needs and more. That's all Monday right here on The Bash.
The Sports Bash, weekdays from 2 to 6 p.m. on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot. You need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Grimes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Grimes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Grimes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Hey, everybody, Tim Chu with ticksforgood.org. How would you like to go to the Final Four? That's right, at ticksforgood.org, we are giving away 2 tickets to the men's basketball Final Four in Phoenix, Arizona. Go to ticksforgood.org to learn how you can enter to win 2 tickets to the men's basketball Final Four in Phoenix, Arizona, round-trip airfare, and 3 nights accommodations. This prize is brought to us locally by Tri-City Kitchens, South Jersey's leader in custom cabinetry. Visit ticksforgood.org to learn how to win.
Hundreds of Volkswagens in stock and on sale. Hundreds of Mitsubishis, even 100 electric Pintelli golf carts in stock and on sale at Tom's River Auto Group. And not one a penny over sticker. Plus, Tom's River Auto has a Birds fan bonus. $500 off just for showing up in a team jersey, hat, socks, whatever. How easy is that? New or used, Tom's River's got plenty, but hurry. On sale, they're flying. Click Tom'sRiverAutoGroup.com.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CountyPD.org.
Miss deals on appliances this President's Day at Lowe's. Right now, get up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, save an extra $75 on every $750 you spend on all major appliances, like LG, America's most reliable line of home appliances. Shop in-store or online for more deals you can't beat. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 2/28. Savings vary based on purchase amount. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com for more details.
97.3 ESPN has teamed up with Seize the Deal for incredible weekly offers from some fantastic local restaurants. Here's this week's big deal.
Get $50 in gift cards good for use at Crossroads Bar and Grill in Egg Harbor City for just $25.
This great deal is on sale now at seizethedeal.com. Hurry, chances are this deal will sell quickly. For more info on this great deal, go to seizethedeal.com.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, my Locker Room Youth Movement. Producer Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds with me on a sunny Sunday in February. Right now, it's like, football's over. The NHL's heating up a little bit. NBA All-Star break. Pitchers and catchers reported. The full team workouts start tomorrow. Everything's pretty groovy, man.
Yeah, we're in a bit of like a dry spot,
Right.
but it's about to pick up. It's like we're about to get baseball back. It's about to be the second half of the basketball season, hockey as well. Football obviously is now on the cool down, unless you're a fan of the UFL. But
All right, real quick. The Sixers going to, right now, they're in the fifth spot. It's not a guarantee that they're going to make the playoffs.
No, I mean, barring a monumental collapse, I think they will. They're still floating, I believe, around 10 games above 500. It's going to diminish soon. But I don't know. I mean, I like these
32 and 22.
These pieces are keeping them afloat, though. Like Buddy Hield is doing things that he's never done in his career here in Philadelphia. Granted, more usage, almost like 40 minutes a game right now. But he is a very talented player. He's passed the ball like he never has, and I just don't understand why Indiana got rid of him. I know he's an expiring contract, but that's team competing. And, they made a few moves, but I feel like subtracting Buddy Hield isn't that smart.
Actually, I'm looking at the standings now. In Indiana, they're only 2 games behind us.
Right.
Right.
So they give the team they're competing with competing one of their better players, obviously their best shooter. It doesn't make any sense.
All right. So we're talking a little baseball, and I think the Atlanta Braves got better. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Chris Sale could literally throw his elbow out.
At least on paper.
But he could, but you could also get the other result where he could have a comeback year. And if he does, the Phillies are in trouble. Because you look at Strider, Max Fried, Sale, and who's the other guy?
Charlie Morton.
Charlie Morton.
Yep.
And Lopez would be their fifth guy, maybe.
All right. So Sale in the past 3 years, he's pitched in 31 games between 2021 and 2023.
Well, yeah, Tommy John.
Yes, he's been beat up. I know. But last
How
year,
old Sale? 33?
34.
34.
He last season pitched in 20 games, allowed 50 runs, 6-5 record with a 4.30 ERA. The 2 years prior, not big enough of a sample size to even judge it, but he had a 3.18 and a 3.16 in 22 and 21. His last season in which he pitched 25 or more games was in 2019, and he had a 4.4 ERA.
Guess what?
The season prior, he had a 2.11, Billy.
I think
27 starts.
I think this is a good move for the Braves.
Low risk, high reward. I would say so as well.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
And if it works out,
it's worth the risk.
If it works out for the Braves, we're in trouble.
Oh yeah, I mean, again, it's worth the risk. I mean, because you're going to get a guy who's been elite in the past, and even if he doesn't get to that form, as long as he can be a solid arm, because they got a good rotation, like we just mentioned.
Right.
So it's worth the risk if you're Atlanta, and obviously, if it ends up paying off, it's going to be detrimental for the NL East.
Yeah, towards the back of the rotation, too, they added Ronaldo Lopez, so they could decide whether they want to go with him or Bryce Elder, who the Phillies roughed up in the playoffs. Just got
the Phillies, the Phillies, I like our pitching staff this year. You got Wheeler, you got Nola, you got Suarez, you got Sanchez, and Taijuan Walker, who's pissed off that he didn't play in the playoffs last year.
He's all smiles in spring training,
got his haircut. You see that?
I did. You see the pictures next to Rob Thompson? Remember, he was taking to Twitter and liking all these tweets about how Topper didn't use him right?
Yeah.
Oh, first day when he reported for spring training, there was a smiling picture right next to Rob Thompson on the bump. Love that.
So, I mean, I'll put that 5 up against anybody. I like it.
Oh, yeah.
That's if Sanchez can pitch the way he up to his potential.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's a solid, because Taijuan Walker, obviously his ERA was a little inflated, but he got wins.
Yeah,
He had the third most wins in the NL.
but does that mean much if your offense is producing? All that means is the bats are hot when you pitch.
All right.
I mean, let's be honest. He was allowing around 3 to 4 runs a start.
But his record is his record.
I don't buy any.
You don't buy it.
I don't even think records should apply, honestly, unless you've got like.
So
Jake
how about this? How about if Topper,
Danny?
How about if Topper went with Taijuan Walker in a relief role in the playoffs?
That would not work.
Why not?
Because he blows up in his first few innings.
Right.
That's the problem. He settles down after that. So you want him for 1 to 2 innings, letting up 4 runs and killing the game.
Well, better than
Craig Kimbrell.
Kimbrell.
You hear what Thompson said, by the way, about that?
Yeah, he did. He said he would stay. He would
do it again.
He would do it again.
Yeah.
Well, he's a baseball guy. He sticks with his guy.
Also, too, you don't want to be like, I would not go to Kimbrell in that spot again because, Kimbrell played for you. I mean, you probably still have a good relationship with him.
He said he would still put Rojas in, too.
Yeah.
See, what do you expect him to say?
Right. I think that's a PR crafted response right there. And you're not going to go burn bridges with Kimbrell, who's now in the Orioles, and obviously not with Rojas, who's still going to be probably your starting.
Why haven't the Orioles? They got better, too. They got
Corbin Burns.
Corbin Burns.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, he will most likely test free agency unless they agree to an extension at some point during the season. But he is an ace in this league, and that's something they were lacking. They have a few young guys like Grayson Rodriguez, Kyle Bradish that can be that eventually, but they're not that yet.
Yeah.
To have a leader and a talent like that come to your rotation is huge for them.
What do you think? What do you think the Phillies end up with win wise this year? You think last year they had 90 wins?
Yeah. I mean, honestly,
Braves had 104.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the team, the Phillies. I don't know what they always strike me as a team that's probably you're not going to see the best of. They're not going to be this 105 win juggernaut team. They're probably going to hover, I think, around that 90. Maybe you had to put, I had to answer right now. Probably 94 to 96.
Yeah,
I think it's a reasonable expectation.
I think 94 is reasonable this year.
Yeah,
the thing is too, they got 90 last year, and they had the worst version of Trey Turner for. Really,
first half of the season,
75% of the season.
Yeah,
maybe
weren't they
65%.
8 games under 500 in May or June? They were down bad for a while, and then they went on that hot win streak.
All right, ready for this, Trey Turner? I talked about this yesterday. Turner's first season with the Phillies, he went through the extremes. Right, the first 480 at bats, plate appearances, he batted .235 with 10 homers. Over his last 211 plate appearances, he had .337 with 16 homers.
I mean, he went on a heater, man. I don't know what,
but
it's so weird.
He fizzled out in the playoffs or in the NLCS.
Really, in the final 2 games, they were hitting well. He was a huge reason as to why we beat the Braves the way we did. He was hot in that series, if you remember. Obviously, Castellanos was too, but I don't know what clicked for him. I find it very hard to believe the support from the fan base made him hit .330 in that span with 16 home runs. It's an ovation. I get it. It feels great. Don't get me wrong.
That was fun last year.
It was fun.
That was fun.
But that doesn't just insert the talent that you were lacking all season and put you into a groove. What clicked for him,
That's how baseball is. You go
We
hot
should have gave
and
him
cold.
an ovation on opening day, then. Jeez.
I know. I mean, I think what the ovation did for him is settled him down a little bit. Realized that he was not under.
Took the pressure off a bit.
You took the pressure off a little bit because obviously when you press like that, especially in a game like baseball.
Yeah. Well, if you remember, too, they had just come back from Miami, and he lost them the game with a fielding blow.
Yeah, remember that?
That was a brutal loss.
It was all right, this is a straw that breaks Trey Turner's back right here. So let's just ease up on him and let's let him know
he gets a standing ovation. His whole season turned around.
It's unbelievable. Yeah. Honestly, it's just like black magic. It's remarkable.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Exactly what Danny said. That a standing ovation shouldn't be what makes a former all-star who's been struggling all year all of a sudden just find that.
Yeah, but he's in a new city with a big contract.
But it worked. Somehow it did
worked.
seem to literally play a direct impact in his game.
Right.
I can't explain it, but it was awesome.
Do you think that him having a full spring training is going to benefit him as opposed to giving it his all in the WBC?
And it's second year in his city. He's getting acclimated to everything. He knows he has the fan support.
Right.
Although not so fast, because if he does get off to a slow start, I think the fans are going to be a little bit have a shorter fuse, if you will, with him because of the support they did give him last year.
It's time to build off of last year. It's not time to fall back into
But I don't see that happening. I think he has a year under his belt. He knows he has the fan support. He's going to have a whole full a month spring training with the
Right.
Phillies.
It was so weird, too, because it wasn't even just the bat. I mean, he made one of the biggest plays in that Braves series on the road in Atlanta to get that double play in, I believe, the 7th or 8th inning. I mean, that was huge.
Yeah.
That was an extremely difficult play, not only by Turner, but for Stott to relay that back to first in the time that he did. So not only the bat turned around, but he turned into, I don't want to say a gold glove shortstop, but an above average defensive shortstop in that second half of the season.
When is what's the first spring training game? Is it next Thursday?
Andrew's on it.
Andrew, get on that intern.
Let me ask you this, Billy. The Braves obviously are a juggernaut in our division. The
Yeah.
Mets, they're trying to compete. Same with the Marlins. The Nationals have a few years, but they've got a lot of great talent coming up in their minors. I know because I covered the team in their minor league system. But do you think this Phillies team ever wins a division during this era of great Phillies baseball, or just no because the Braves will be that great in the regular season?
By the way, it's looking like next Saturday.
Next
It's the first
Saturday.
game.
Okay. That's a good question because the Braves are a juggernaut, man.
It's unbelievable.
I mean, but I guess it all hinges around their pitching. Right? They got Strider and Frieda, they're two solid pitchers. Sale's a question mark. Morton's a question mark. You know, Morton played for Philadelphia. He didn't do too well.
Yeah, he also played a very small sample size because he, I believe, tore something in his leg running down the first base line in Milwaukee, I believe. But yeah, you're right. I mean, their pitching it's a little bit up in the air after the first two guys.
But the Braves, I mean, they scored a ton of runs last year.
That's the thing. Like,
and they're remember their differential? It was like 300. It was like 150, I think. Their run differential.
Chris Sale could throw up 5 earned runs after the second inning, and they could still win the game. By the way,
right. No, that's true.
You know how much money Ronald Acuna Jr. is making? Like coming off that obviously MVP historic season, stole 73 bases. Do you know how much money he's making in his contract?
Is he underpaid?
He's way underpaid. Way underpaid.
Well, is this his last?
He signed it when he was young, granted, but compared to his talent now, 8 years for guess how much money?
$20 million a year.
Well, I don't know the annual, but it's not $20 million a year. I can tell you that much.
What is it?
8 years, $100 million.
I was gonna say around.
That's
like
it.
100
Nick Castellanos is making more money than him.
Wow.
Kyle Schwarber,
Well,
if he had more years, would be making more money.
Well,
than
then
him.
that's perfect. Then hopefully there's some bad blood between him and the organization, and that could permeate the whole locker room.
By the way, Billy, you were underestimating. They had a run differential of 230.
I know it was up there. Well, it's still
you said like 150, and I thought that was a high.
Well, I was
going to
say 3, but I think it wasn't that high. But I know the Dodgers were up there last year. The Braves were up there with their run differential.
Dodgers right behind them.
Philly. Ready for this? This is my memory. Philly's run differential was like 60.
It was a little higher than that.
A little higher than that? Wasn't that much?
It was 81.
All right.
81.
That's not great.
No, it's not. It's not 231.
Right.
Great.
They were not going to cover off the ball.
Yeah. I want to touch on one more thing with Acuna, and then I want to ask you a question about the Phils. Acuna might be the biggest loser in the MLB that I've ever witnessed. And I'll tell you why.
I happen to agree with that.
Yeah. And I'll tell you why. When he stole that base to get 73, he was all for the media attention in the locker room, taking his flowers, understandably so. It was a long season, and you deserve that. He loses in the NLDS to the Phillies. I was in that Braves locker room after the game.
Oh, were you?
I was stringing audio for the Braves flagship station in Atlanta. He did not talk to the media. He refused. He got his stuff from his locker, and he was the first one on the bus, way before anyone else had even left the locker room. So if you're going to
remember seeing
he was a little
that's
upset.
fine, but face the music. You're going to embrace it when you have all these accomplishments. Embrace it when you fail. And
I remember
that was
seeing
ridiculous
that.
to me.
I remember seeing a quote. Yeah, I remember seeing that after the game. He said something, like, "Oh, you wanted to talk, you wanted to spray like quotes about when the Arcia comments, like, now you're not going to hear from me."
Right.
Like,
And Ozzie Albies.
I never liked him anyway. He pulled his Xanax. He pulls. Remember, he has a knock on him for not hustling down the line.
Right.
He's
entitled.
He's
Everyone else faced the music.
Yeah.
Ozzie Albies. You had Michael Harris, he was in his second year in the league. It'll be his third now this year, facing the music. Travis Darno, the backup catcher, platooning sometimes, facing the music, but the star, the face of your team.
So let me
can't
ask
do
you
it.
this question, then, Danny. Do you think it affects the team? Because that stuff, when that filters down, when other players see,
he's not a leader, I'll tell you that.
right? He's not
a
glad,
leader.
I'm glad he's playing for the Braves in a way. I mean, obviously his on-field heroics or something, like, he's phenomenal.
Right.
But it comes at a cost.
And you know what he was taking to Twitter to do after they lost in the NLDS to the Phillies?
What?
Some Phillies fan was tweeting at him. He replied with a picture of him with his World Series ring on. A World Series championship that he wasn't a part of because he didn't play that season due to injury. That's real. That's real grown of you, Ronald Acuna.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope the Philadelphia Phillies can beat the Braves. But It's going to be tough.
Yeah.
I'll ask you my Phil's question on the other side,
All right.
but it's about any possible more additions.
All right. Hey, for over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark with a friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquor was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. The Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party, preparing for the big game. Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out their website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. That's Circle Liquor Store in Summers Point. We get in there, tell them the Locker Room said hi. I want to tell you about Stanton Insurance Group, SIG Protection. Are the what-ifs keeping you up at night? Life is full of surprises. But with Stanton Insurance Group, you'll never be caught off guard. Whether it's protecting your home, automobile, or business, Stanton will help you select the right insurance coverage at the right price to give you and your family peace of mind when you need it the most. Visit SIG Protection for a free quote today. That's sigprotection.com. When we return, we'll continue with more here in the Locker Room with Billy Schwein and my Locker Room Youth Movement. Producer Danny Ryan, intern Andrew Leeds, right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Wake up weekday mornings from 6 to 10 on 97.3 ESPN with Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen, Super Bowl champion Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman.
Burgers, donut is the bun.
It is outstanding because you got a little bit of the sweet, you got the savory. Now listen, you eat that whole thing and you're out for the entire day.
Yeah.
Don't expect to be doing a lot after that. Your heart rate is going to go up if you eat that thing, but it is delicious.
Brought to you by the Gallery Bar Book and Games at Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those guys guarantee probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Hi, this is Brian Propp, Flyer Hall of Famer. My wife Eileen and I opened a new health business in Marlton, New Jersey called Prime IV Hydration and Wellness.
Prime IV offers a range of IV hydration therapies designed to enhance your well-being, appearance, and performance. Look better, feel better, and perform better. Did you know that when you take oral vitamins, you only get 20 to 30% of the nutrient? IV therapy provides 100% absorption immediately into your bloodstream. Call us today at 856-545-1122 to get a free consult from our registered nurses. Again, 856-545-1122 to book your appointment or follow us on Facebook.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/Be Smart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Some people are easily moved.
Wasn't that just the saddest movie ever?
Whatever. Others, not so much.
Oh, look at the puppies!
It's just dogs, but smaller, so what? But even those who aren't easily moved.
Look, your long-lost brother's been found.
Oh, hi, Mike. Can be moved by us. Yeah, we're that good.
Use Clark's Moving and Storage in Rio Grande for your next local or long-distance move. Visit Clark's Moving and Storage online at clarksmoving.net.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio. Billy Schwein, my locker room youth movement, produced by Danny Ryan, the Intern, Angel Leeds. By the way, we're streaming on our YouTube channel. Go to my website, thelockerroombillyschwein.com. Scroll down, you can see us there on YouTube. Also, we're on 8 podcast locations. After the show, I usually post the show up there. If you missed anything, you can go back and check it out. And you had a question for me there, Danny.
Yeah, so obviously
a baseball question.
Phillies add Whit Merrifield. Like I said before, love the signing. I think it was much needed to get a competent bench bat, not Jake, let's swing for the parking lot and dislocate my shoulder cave. So with that being said, I think they're done acquiring position players. I mean, unless for some reason Bellinger wants less money just to be on a roster by spring training, by the time it starts, they're done acquiring.
Are you surprised
players.
nobody's picked them up yet? Or he hasn't
a little bit. I mean,
because that's been the trend lately. These players wait to the last minute.
He played 130 games last year and hit 97 RBIs
with the Cubs.
But the problem is they don't know what Bellinger they're getting if they sign him long term. So that's probably why teams are hesitant, because they don't want to give him all this money over like 6 or 7 years.
He's probably looking for long term.
He's in his late.
He's
20s.
approaching 30.
Yeah, I was going to say he's in his late 20s.
So, anyways, my question is, obviously, the name around Philadelphia, as far as will they add him, is Jordan Montgomery.
Right.
Maybe Blake Snell, but I think that's out of the cards because he'll want money. He's a 2-time Cy Young Award winner. Do you think they add Jordan Montgomery or a comparable arm before, let's just say, the regular season starts?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, I don't. I really don't.
Okay. I think they might. This is the Dave
You hope
Dombrowski
they
special.
might, or
No,
you
I
think
think
they
they
might?
might. I think they
What
might.
gives you that impression?
This is what Dave Dombrowski does. In Detroit, he did it. In Boston, he did it. He does this type of thing where he's going to pounce when the guy's value diminishes. He did it with Schwarber. I mean, it wasn't as late in the offseason when he signed Schwarber, but he definitely did it with Castellanos here in Philadelphia. So I think that if it's out there and Montgomery says, you know what, this is a winning organization recently, they're going to have a lot of fun postseason runs. Why not? I'll sign a 3-year deal for less money to be a part of this.
Okay.
I think Dave would 100% make that move.
It does seem like a move that Dave would make. I agree with that, but
Andrew, what's the window of opportunity for this particular team? What's their window?
I mean, it's tough just because obviously Bryce is here for the long haul, so you would think
you
you'd like to
Nola,
say
you got Nola.
You'd like to say the window is as open as long as he's a Philly, but I mean, realistically, Schwarber's starting to get up there.
Right.
His contract's almost expired, Schwarber.
Yeah, that's true.
He's got this year and an option next year, right?
With this core, I mean, you got some young talent obviously in Stott and Bohm, but you got to think it's got to be within the next 2 to 3 seasons. It's the real peak of this core. And not to say they can't.
And that hinges on whether you got Wheeler too.
Yeah, and that's not to say they can't regroup and shuffle the roster and then build another contender for the next decade or whatever. But I mean, with this core group, I think you're looking at obviously this season, the year after, and possibly just one more year.
I think it's this year and next year. That's it.
So Schwarber's got one more year on his deal after this season. And by the way, guess how old he is?
35.
No,
he's
31.
What?
Yeah,
He's
we
young.
talked about this. I remember last time.
Yeah,
we
we
same
did,
age
yeah.
as Reese Hoskins.
Oh, is that right?
Real to think about.
You know how old JT Realmuto is? He's about to be 34.
Yeah, I was going to say
That's
he's up there,
crazy.
too.
Right, you would expect.
And by the
that.
way, he's been averaging 122 games behind the plate. Is he going to reach that average this year? I mean, he's
about to be 33. I apologize.
Still, that's
I
a
mean,
lot
that's
for
up
that.
there.
That's
I
up
would
there
have
for a
thought-
catcher.
Yeah. I think he can stay at around
122,
maybe a little bit.
He's been
less.
averaging 122 games behind the plate.
Yeah, I think he'll hit around that number. I mean, obviously, no injuries happening or anything like that. That delay, takes him out. I could see him hitting that threshold, but he is getting up there in age. I mean, yeah, this whole core every year they're getting older and they're just not quite. They've gotten close but haven't reached the mountaintop yet. Hopefully this year, obviously, they can be more consistent the whole year and not go through these hot moments of, winning 12 of 14 and then losing 7 of 8,
streaky.
Hopefully they can just stay consistent for the.
All right, fellas, it's our last topic of conversation is going to be those Philadelphia Flyers. Before the All-Star break, they dropped 5 in a row. They go to the All-Star break, they come back, they win 4 of 5, but they get a point in all 5. They're talking about streaky.
Yeah.
Let's hope they get off the schneid, because last night they lose to the Devils 6-3. And I noticed that Travis Konecny's having a great year. They made him an assistant captain. Well deserved. He's got 26 goals. Right? 26, 27 goals. The guy's playing great. Deserves the A. Couturier gets the C. and I guess Lawton is the other assistant captain. Do you think this Flyers team is going to make as of right now, if the playoffs were to start today, the Flyers are in? But what say you, Danny? Do you think the Eagles? You think the Flyers can make the playoffs?
I think they can. Do I believe they will? If they play streaky like this, then no. If they continue this hot second half, probably, but they've lost 2 straight now.
Right.
They won 4 in a row.
Well,
now
they
they've
got
lost
a point.
2.
They got a point. They lost
point.
it overtime. They didn't get a point.
Yes, but
As long
still,
as they're scoring
loss is
points,
loss.
they'll be all right.
Right. Staying
But,
afloat.
you know, the Devils just got Hughes back last night, his first game, and look, the Devils beat us 6-3.
Yeah, and I mean, even I was tuning in towards that third period, even late in the third period, because this Flyers team has a knack of coming back late and making it a tight contest when the other team kind of lets up a little bit, but they just didn't have it last night. I don't know if it was the weather or what it was, but playing outdoors, if I had to predict right now, I'm going to say they don't make the playoffs. I just think that you can't be streaky like this in order to be really a successful NHL team and try and even go far in the playoffs.
Tortorella's, I like Tortorella.
Oh, yeah. I think he's the perfect coach.
He's the perfect coach for this team.
Yeah.
But he's got these guys playing and believing in themselves and playing. They're very, it seems like he's getting the maximum out of this group right here. But can they sustain it over the course of the last couple of months here? That's gonna be tough.
It's a fair question. I mean, they've, like Danny was just saying, and you mentioned earlier, they haven't been sustaining it for a regular period this whole season up to this point. They've had their streaks of being hot and being cold. I do think I could see them sneaking in the playoffs for sure. Obviously, I don't think they're going to make any type of crazy run this year, but I do agree Tortorella is the perfect coach for really, I feel like any hockey team. Like, you want to rebuild and set a culture. Though in Tortorella, he can help establish that culture. But once it's time to contend, I think he's also the right guy to lead a squad into making a deep run into the playoffs. So I think the Flyers are in a perfect place with their coach right now. I wouldn't see him on any type of hot seat anytime soon.
You know what could stop some streakiness, Billy?
What's that?
Getting some upgrades, making a few moves before the deadline. And I think they will make a few, like maybe one substantial move.
You know what I like about Jonesy and Danny Briere?
What?
I think they're very patient. They know what they have a plan, and they're going to stick to it.
Well, think about it
Like
too.
they're not going to be just go out and make a move for the sake of making a move.
Think about it too. Danny Briere hasn't even been the GM for a year?
Yeah.
And he's already had to deal with the Cutter Gauthier situation. Pretty much got great value for him. Didn't want to part with him, but he wanted out, and then had to deal with the Carter Hart and is still dealing with the Carter Hart situation. And you know how he's acted during that entire both situations. Cool, calm, and collected.
Yeah.
He doesn't panic. He's not, the organization isn't set on fire. The building's not on fire, and he's just dealing with it. And they're winning. They're winning in the midst of it.
There's a sense of purpose. This team has they seem like they're really focused. That they listen to the philosophy of Tortorella.
Right.
And his they implement his game plan.
Well, that's what happens when you have a head coach that means
Remember
business.
what he said in an interview, Tortorella did, he said, I'm worried about our team, not the team that we're playing. I worry about what we're doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Which
and I feel like that shows in the way that, like Danny said, like they're always kind of, even when they're down, they never really give up. They never
they never give
surrender.
up.
They always put up a fight. I mean, last night, obviously, they kind of got out of hand, but I mean, it was 3-1. It was 2-1. They cut it down in half, and then it went to 4-1. And then, they brought it to within 2 again to make it 5-3. And then, obviously they scored the empty netter at the end. But again, they seem more focused on themselves than like getting down and out because their opponent's beating them. Like they stay ahead of the, what they need to do to try to win.
And that tells me Tortorella is not scared of any team or any man. He's worried about how his guys can improve. He's not worried about what the other team might do to them.
How about this? Travis Konecny, 56 games, 26 goals, 27 assists, 53 points. But what I really like when you get a player like this, that plus minus is a stat that doesn't lie. He's a plus 13.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good. That's
in hockey. That's
really good.
Yeah.
I mean, usually you get goal scorers that tend to not to play the other end, right?
Right.
Not Konecny. He's a little feisty. He's got that Bobby Clark, Kenny Linsman rat type personality. He gets under people's skin.
Mm-hmm. That's
and then you got a guy like Delorier that can back him up.
That's the type of stuff Tortorella preaches too.
Yeah.
You can be a goal scorer, but you better back it up on the other end.
And how about this?
And that's why Kevin Hayes didn't last year. That's why Cutter Gauthier probably wanted out, because he didn't want to be a two-way guy. He wanted to be a goal-scoring specialist, not worry too much about getting chippy on defense.
And how about this Owen Tippett? He gets another 2 goals last night. He's up to 21 goals. I mean, you look at his plus minus isn't too shabby. Well, it is actually. He's a minus. It's a perfect example because I was reading the other night. He's a minus 10.
Wow.
And you know how crafty he is on offense. You saw
Right.
that move that he did earlier in the season.
Spinning goal.
That highlight.
Still like the best goal I've seen this year.
Right.
By far. Then, you talk about plus minus. I'm
But he's
looking
a
at,
liability.
Oh, yeah.
On the other end of the ring.
Yeah, we're talking about plus minus. I'm looking at, the point differential of like just the average game, the points scored. And the Flyers only have a +2 point differential on the year, yet they're sitting at the third. Every other team that's like in a surefire playoff spot, +50, +38, +25, +28.
Well, look at Travis
+2.
Sanheim. I said he's having a pretty good year, but he's a -20. And that's not good for a defensive player.
No.
Right?
He's not a great skater out there. I mean,
Cam York's
one of the
York's
guys,
a -11.
Sanheim's one of the guys they might consider not being in love with at the deadline and possibly shipping away. But I'll tell you what, this team, I've never been a hockey guy. And this team is fun enough to make me a hockey guy. I never thought I'd be talking about hockey and know what I'm talking about. But they gauge my interest so much to the point where, like, I'll just sit down and look into this team and the certain players, their traits. I mean, I hope they do make the playoffs, but I think we can all agree.
Cam Atkins is a -19.
Yes. I think we can all agree right now, though, that they're not going to make a run. Like, this is almost like the year before.
It's a shame because I like the makeup of this team.
What? It's like the 2007 Phillies, where it's like we snuck in the
playoffs.
Yeah. We're happy to be there.
That was against they got in the playoffs against the Rockies.
Yeah.
But who knows?
They got eliminated.
Who knows, though? The Phillies, when they obviously had their World Series berth against the Astros, they snuck in the playoffs. Were just happy to be there. Then they went on a Cinderella story run. Now, I don't think this team has as much talent, but still, anything's possible.
I like this. I like the makeup. Morgan Frost, Sean Couturier. I said yesterday, or even earlier today, like he's a throwback. He's got no teeth. You know what I mean? He's a throwback hockey player. He smiles. He's got that Bobby Clark look when he smiles. Right? He's on the ice. He has no front chicklets.
No, he's willing to put it all on the line. He's not there to be taking pictures at red carpets. He's there to play hockey and win some games.
I'll tell you what, though. Those Flyers, it wasn't Danny Briere's doing, but those Flyers fleeced the Panthers in that Giroux deal.
Yeah,
and that's how they got Owen Tippett.
Yeah.
That's how they got Owen Tippett. And then Giroux left in free agency.
Yeah, no, that ended up being one of the better trades that I feel like of any Philly sports team of recent memory.
It's a young roster, but I think obviously you get attached to some of these guys, and the organization, the brass has made it clear that don't fall in love with any. Like you can't fall in love with anybody because chances are that person's going to be gone.
And it's tough because, like Danny said, I'm kind of not a huge hockey guy, but I'm kind of falling in love with this team, just the culture that they've established.
Right.
But I do know, obviously, it's better for the team to not consider anybody untouchable. You got to do what's best for the long-term interests of this team. So
it's like when you go to war, like they say, don't be friends with a new recruiter. Somebody comes into your platoon, don't be friends with him because they're going to be around for that long.
Oh.
Right? I mean,
that's a lot darker.
Just a tad darker.
I know, but you're looking around the locker room saying, who's going to be gone? You know what I mean?
And Tortorella is the guy, like I said, he doesn't play any games. He means business. So if he tells Briere something, Briere's going to take him for his word.
Right.
Hey, this guy's not talented enough to be playing Flyers hockey, at least under me right now. We need to upgrade. And I mean, Briere, he's shown that he's willing to make some splashy moves.
And I think if the organization, if the brass makes it clear that this is what their plan is, the guys, they're up front and honest. The guys can play, can relax and know that everybody's nobody's job's safe.
Right. And I think once the deadline passes, like you can't play worried about the deadline, but once the deadline passes, I do think this team will be playing a little bit more carefree because a lot of these guys that haven't solidified their roles on this team obviously are a little bit worried. They might not be, the orange and black come the deadline.
What is it, March 8th?
I believe so.
I believe the deadline. All right. Okay. All right, guys. Covered a lot today.
It's been fun.
All right. For over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits. And by the way, I thought to myself, I was going to get a couple guests, and I said, you know what? Let's just go at it. There's, it's like we're in a lull, right?
It's a slow.
It's a Sunday. I figured, you know what? Let's
slow
just have
sports news season.
Yeah, let's just have the locker room crew in here and just discuss it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's been nice.
All right. For over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store, and I didn't even break your guys' stones on sitcoms or anything.
We still got like 3 minutes to go.
We have one more segment. Don't speak too soon, Billy.
All right. For over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark with a friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City with the most competitive prices around. The Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party, preparing for the big game. Let Chet and the staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out the website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. They deliver. That's the Circle Liquor Store in Summers Point. You go there, tell them the Locker Room said hello. Hey, just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that is run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia, South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give them a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. All right, when we return, we'll wrap it up. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein of my Locker Room Youth Movement. Producer Danny Ryan and the intern Andrew Leeds right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Stolen by Elbow, winds up and throws it home on a windmill right hand. NBA All-Star Weekend on ESPN Radio. James Drive puts it up with an emphatic right hand. The 73rd NBA All-Star Game. Live from Indianapolis. Luka Doncic just won it for the Mavericks. The NBA All-Star Game. Tatum hammers a right-hand dunk. Coverage begins tonight at 7 Eastern with tip-off at 8 Eastern.
Listen to the NBA all season long on 97.3 ESPN.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical. They're number one.
Rendezvous Pizza, Rendezvous Pizza, Rendezvous Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Rendezvous Pizza, it's one right nearby. Rendezvous Pizza, Rendezvous Pizza, it's a pizza like you never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roll. Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you find. Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you find.
Winning means keeping our community safe. I'm Hassan Reddick, linebacker for the Philadelphia Eagles. 59% of our adults report experiencing gun violence or know someone who has. Just like we focus on our training, we need to focus on proper gun storage.
Firearms should be locked out of reach of children and only accessible by you.
If you notice any warning signs of violence, speak up. Tell someone who can help.
Let's tackle gun violence together. Visit CamdenCounty.com/gun safety to learn more.
My friend and I are taking a trip to Mexico this year, but neither of us speak Spanish. So we downloaded Babbel and started learning Spanish fast.
Want to start getting conversational in another language? In as little as 3 weeks, Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons were designed by language experts to be the most efficient and effective way to learn a new language.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's BABL.com.
On Route 40 in Egg Harbor Township, the number 2 ranked restaurant in New Jersey by NJ.com is ready to serve you delicious Indian dishes. Executive Chef Sharma creates curry masterpieces with his chicken tikka masala, butter chicken, and shag paneer. His lamb akari was ranked one of the best dishes by NJ.com. There are also many vegetarian and vegan options. It's open 7 days a week, 11:30 to 9:30, with a lunch buffet on Sunday from 11:30 to 3. Visit thenizams.com for more info.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, Danny Ryan, intern Andrew Leeds. Good show today, fellas. But it's all over. It's over. Final thoughts, guys. College football, ESPN, college football. have agreed to a 6-year deal worth $1.3 billion annually,
Wow.
which includes a 12-team playoff. Are we happy about that?
I think the 12-team playoff will be interesting. We'll see how it goes. It is going to be interesting because, obviously every year this year happened with Florida State. Somebody's upset about who gets left out. I wonder now with the 12 teams, are we really going to be having debates on who the 13th team who didn't get in?
Well, I'm just.
That's bottom of the barrel.
I'm old. Look, I'm old school. You guys know that we're generational difference. I like the bowl games, man. I grew up on them.
Oh yeah, I like the bowl games themselves too.
I really do. I don't know what. Like I know
they're cool, but some of them are pointless.
I know.
You're just doing it to put the team in an extra
because
game.
it's watered down. I mean, there's so many bowl games now.
Right. Everyone.
When
gets
I was a
bowl
kid,
game.
there was only like 12 bowl games.
Say what you want. The Pop-Tart Bowl game should be the national championship from
Right.
here on out.
Right. You need to put that
Eat the
mascot in the
giant
college
Pop-Tart after the game.
Yeah. Pro Football Hall of Fame, man.
All right, you guys gonna watch the NBA All-Star game tonight? Like Tyrese
Maybe.
Maxey made it and everything. That's great, but like with what's going on with the team moving forward, you have some disappointment in his selection to the All-Star game. It kind of takes a little away from it.
No, it doesn't.
Not for you.
No,
This is
because
for
you
me,
know
it
what?
does.
You know what? It doesn't take anything away from me as far as the selection because I was in complete support of keeping Tyrese Maxey when the Damian Lillard trades or the rumors, I should say, were swirling. I did not want to give up Tyrese Maxey. I would have gave up everything else but Tyrese Maxey and obviously Joel Embiid. And now look at it. Tyrese Maxey, he is statistically better than Damian Lillard by a considerable amount, at least for efficiency. Dame isn't a bit of a rut as the second star. He's not really used to being the second star next to Giannis. It hasn't been a seamless transition, but Damian Lillard is doing worse statistically than Tyrese Maxey right now.
All right.
So
you're gonna watch it too?
Glad he's an
Andrew,
all-star.
You're gonna watch?
I'll tune in probably a little bit. I mean, we'll see if it's an entertaining.
What's the
game,
score going to
that's
be?
it.
175 to 169.
Probably something outrageous. Like I'm just hoping if I am gonna watch it, at least make it close, like 2020. But it's
right.
most likely not.
Well, now they're
going
back
to
to the
be.
East and West format.
Right.
I don't know. I'll be glancing over at it every now and again, but nobody's glued to
What's
these
the best
any
All-Star game?
festivities.
Baseball, football, basketball, or hockey?
Baseball.
I think it's got to go baseball.
I think baseball.
Like the pitchers, don't get me wrong, they're not giving their full effort. They're still
But
trying
only,
out there.
They're still
though.
trying to strike him. They're only pitching one inning.
Right. And if you weren't given your max effort, it would show up because
The
you'd be
batters
throwing,
want to hit a
like-
home run. Look great.
Right. You'd be and there's weight in the MVP award. They get cars, they get a ton of money that goes to a charity. So
I don't think we'll ever see Pete Rose running over Ray Fosse in an All-Star.
no,
game.
never again.
Probably
Never again.
We won't see Sean Taylor taking out a punter in the Pro Bowl either. So
All right, guys, great show today. It was a lot of fun talking sports with you guys on a Sunday morning. Easy like a Sunday morning.
Baseball's coming back, baby.
Baseball's back.
Tommy
All right.
Green will be here sooner rather than later.
Yeah. Thanks for making the locker room part of your Sunday.
Because
nothing could be finer than talking sports with the Schweiner. Mike Gill's back at it tomorrow with a sports bash. Check it out. And I'll see you next week right here on 97.3 ESPN.
The preceding program was paid for by the